Okay, we're gonna try another video. So we are continuing. We talked about the distance formula and the midpoint in our last lesson. So let's see what's happening here. So it says, will Pizza Hut deliver to your house? You're craving a pepperoni pizza for dinner and want to get it delivered to your house. When you go to Pizza Hut's website, you learn that they will deliver to locations within a 5-mile radius. Use the map to answer the questions below. Assume that each unit represents 1 mile and that drivers always take the shortest, most direct route between places. We're also assuming that they basically, we could just fly a drone there. So we're going straight. Straight as the bird flies. Okay, what does it mean that Pizza Hut delivers within a 5-mile radius? And how could we represent this on the graph? So, what does it mean? Well, it means they will drive up to 5 miles. Drive up to 5 miles in any direction. So a way to think this or represent this on the graph is it's all locations within circle of radius 5. Okay, will Pizza Hut deliver to Danny's house? So how would we find the distance to Danny's house? This distance is going to be, well, we can use the distance formula. So basically 3 squared plus 1 squared equals d squared. So d is the square root of this. So 9 plus 1 is 10. The square root of 10 is definitely less than 5. So yes. Danny's, I think the square root of 10 is approximately, I did this ahead of time, 3.16. So yes, that would be delivered. Prove algebraically that Pizza Hut will not deliver to Kamira's house. Okay, well, let's see here. We have, I don't know why that keeps happening. Oh, you know what? Stop it. Well, I'm not really sure what I did there. Anyways, so this is 3. This is 5. And the distance is equal to the square root of 3 squared plus 5 squared. That's 9 plus 25. 9 plus 25 is what? What is 9 plus 25? 34? Why did it take me that long? And the square root of 34 is approximately 5.83, which is greater than 5. So therefore, the Pizza Hut will not deliver. Okay. Okay, we can talk about people living within the circle, on the circle, or outside the circle, the Pizza Hut circle. Identify the person whose house is on the Pizza Hut circle. What does this mean? Well, who is on the Pizza Hut circle? Well, the Pizza Hut circle, this magical circle, looks kind of like, actually, it would go through that point. Here's my magical circle. Wait, I don't know, something like that. So, who lives on the magic circle of Pizza Hut delivery? Well, Leo does. Leo is on the circle of pizza, because he's exactly 5 miles away. Now, if you knew that a person lived at some ordered pair x, y, how could you determine if they lived on the Pizza Hut circle? Well, we would calculate the distance between this point xy and 3, 1, and we'll see if it's 5. So calculate distance from xy to 3, 1. So basically, it would look like how? Well, the distance formula is the x coordinate minus, so x, I'm going to use this as x2, y2, sort of. But so x minus 3 squared plus y minus 1 squared. And I gotta square root that, and this is equal to 5. So x minus 3 squared plus y minus 1 squared equals, now, sorry, what did I do here? I kind of just didn't explain what I was doing. I'm actually going to square both sides here, and I'll explain why. Because we're going to see that when we see equations that look like this, they're now going to graph us some kind of special things. They're going to graph us a circle with a radius of 5, and it will be centered at 3, 1. And if you don't believe me, and maybe this is a good spot to pause this video before we do the notes, is I can go ahead and plug this equation into Desmos. And let's see if I can do that. I have not planned this, so we will see how this works. That's OBS, blah, 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 blah. We go to Desmos. I hope I'm still recording. And I'm going to literally type in this equation, and what it's going to generate is it's going to generate this graph. So here we go. Oops. X minus 3 squared plus y minus 1 squared equals 25. And we'll see kind of how this all works, but you'll notice that this circle is centered at 3, 1. So this is the center. And that's really determined by these values that are inside the parentheses here. And then the radius of this circle is 5, and that's determined by this number when you a lot of times it'll be written already squared, so it'll be like equals 25, but the radius will be the square root of this number. So, and we'll talk about that more in maybe the second half of this video. All right. And how do I pause this?